Hey guys, I hope everybody is having a fantastic day. Whether you guys are watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm glad you're here. First off, just a huge thank you to all the channel members. Thank you guys and gals, and thank you to anybody who takes the time to come in here, watch my crazy knife videos, EDC videos. I appreciate you more than you know. I'd love it if you'd hit the subscribe button and bell notification icon, but I'm just glad you're here. So thank you for that. Today is a knife I bought at White Mountain Knives because this is a nostalgic knife for me. Not the Jade, it was just one of the last colors available. There's some in stock now, I forget which colors. But this is the Real Steel G5 Metamorph. So, and this is a button lock. So, I have owned and given away a Metamorph Compact, which was an aluminum front flipper, and then I had the Knife Center exclusive G5 Metamorph, which was this size, but it was a front flipper. So you had the little thing that came up right here. It was a front flipper and a liner lock, and then they came out with a button lock. And this guy has been perfectly centered since I've unboxed it. Has a deep carry clip, black hardware, Jade G10. And the Jade G10 has some really nice texture. I don't know if you guys can see that there. I'll try to get different angles, so maybe it'll pick up. Really nice, interesting backspacer with a little press pin in there for the lanyard hole. And then you, of course, it's on bearings. You can see your plunge lock there, your button lock. Interestingly enough, it kind of reminds me in shape, when I originally picked it up, and this one is even more so, of the CEO, the CRKT CEO. And that's because it only has a driver's side thumb stud. So I'm a middle finger flicker guy. I like to be, but then when I hold this knife or other really thin knives, I don't think a middle finger flick for my shorthand would work here anyway. So I don't find it that objectionable, but I didn't know. You know, I always like to middle finger flick stuff. But what I've noticed about this knife is the detent is absolutely dialed in. I mean, it's got snap. I don't know if it would be possible to fail it, because I'm just giving it, and I'm horizontal is why it's not dropping shut. But when I just barely push it out there, it snaps open. So the spring tension is just perfect. And this knife always struck me as kind of a looker. I like the way it looks. It's cool looking. It's very slicey, very pokey. It's an absolute splinter digger. So, I mean, you could probably do stick and poke tattoos with this if you had the right ink. It's just a really slicey 14C 28N blade, Ostap Hel or Ostap Hel design. You've got this nice jimping here for your thumb, and then you've got this really nice swedge that runs to about right here, and then the tip gets flat to give you a little more tip. It's still a delicate tip, but flat grind, DLC coated or coated blade. Let's grab some paper. And where this knife shines, guys, I mean, that's barely bumping into it. But it is a slicey beast, if I could hit the blade. Probably one of the sliciest factory knives I've gotten since the Microtech Stitch. Because this thing just has a very thin blade. Very decent blade geometry. But again, its strong point is that poke. Great for detail cuts. You know, if you were trying to cut a label out for shipping, something like that. You know, it works well. Heaven forbid somebody tries to take your Slurpee. I've got to quit doing that. I've got to remind myself that if I'm responsible using my knife, and I use the right knife for the job, or heaven forbid, this is the only knife that I have, you know, yep, it doesn't fail the spine whack test. But I mean, this is just, to me, when I was first attracted to it, it was probably one of my first, I'm trying to think, because I got the compact first. I guarantee it was one of my first 40 knives. And then I picked up the full-size Metamorph, the liner lock. Really liked that. And one of you guys won that, and the little aluminum Metamorph compact. But this guy is been kind of pleasurable. I really enjoyed it. I've, you know, I haven't used it super hard. I've cut paper with it. I've cut cardboard with it. Let's see if I have any cardboard here. And this is already cut a bunch of cardboard, but I have not stropped it, have not sharpened it. Just a great little, kind of a gentleman's poker, a gentleman's folder, folding letter opener, you know, a Slurpee saver. Call it what you will, but I find it really comfortable in pocket. With yeah, deep carry clip, goes in and out of pocket like nobody's business. I'm a fan, guys. I really am. I really like this knife. Real steel. I think I'm trying to think of the other real steel I've owned. I've owned the G5 Metamorph liner lock, the Metamorph compact. That was a steel wheel. And I think I've had some other real steels. I can't think of it right now because I've kind of gone a little brain dead. But yeah, guys, you've got a really light, when I say light, as in minimalistic liner on the inside there. I don't know if you guys can see that. And it'll help see some of that texture on the, this is my little F3 there. But yeah, guys, it's just a great little knife. You know, there's not much more to say about it. The button lock works great. I want you guys to see, because this is what I would consider a full-size knife. Let's do a couple of quick size comparisons. There's cold steel 4-max with our wicked sawtooth grind. This will be the Baby Banter. So much, a little bit smaller than the 4-max, of course. Much bigger than the Baby Banter. I think we always look at a bug out here. And we can look at the PM2. So that gives you, kind of splits the difference between the bug out and the PM2 in length. Let's see here. Get you some thicknesses. But if you're looking for a gentleman's folder to cut light duty items and cut them very well, 0.1100 on the blade stock, up at our tip, 0.0230 behind the edge, 0.0085 roughly, and then our thickness is going to be right under ½ inch, I bet. Right, look at that. Half an inch thick. Really nice clip, light little package, because again, it's G10 and that really light steel liner. Whoops, sorry about that, guys. If you're listening with headphones and just heard that crash, that was me whacking my scale. 2.7 ounces. Let's get some dimensions, because I know that's going to beat our, I know it's longer than a 2.7 inch blade. So let's whoop it out. And get our promotional Javon tape measure with a sticker on it. And we will see that this is right under 8 1/4 inches. And the blade, from where I measure, is, we'll call it 3 1/2. It's actually a little bit over 3 1/2. The cutting area is, we'll call it over 3 1/4, between 3 1/4 and 3 1/2. And the handle is 4 1/2. And guys, one of the things about the original Metamorph and this Metamorph, the sharpening tool is perfect. If you look at that, you can, there's no smile that is going to happen on this knife. You've got the same thinness. The plunge grind is actually behind the scale, and the thickness comes to right here. So really well done. Yeah, that is the Real Steel, the new Real Steel G5 Metamorph button lock. I picked it up at White Mountain Knives. I'll put a link in the description to where I got it at White Mountain Knives. It may be a different color, but then check, just put in a search bar G5, and it'll pull up the ones that are in stock. And if you want one or you're interested, if you use the code Juhvon10, Juhvon 10, it'll save you 10%. That's what I did. So anyway, I picked this up, picked up another knife that I'm going to be showing you guys pretty soon. If you watch the unboxing, you know what that one is. But I give it if you're looking for a gentleman's folder that will really cut stuff, I have no problem saying this is a great knife for that. And I think it looks cool. It is a little longer, but again, it takes up no real estate in the pocket. Guys, do me a huge, and please, please, please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for one another. Go forward with love in your heart. Choose debate over hate, and I love you all. Peace.